Being famous isn't all it's cracked up to be.
$4 million or a stick?
Oh, look at me, I'm gonna go choose the stick.
Happy birthday!
Kit, stick selected.
Whoa, that's a cool stick. You're welcome.
That's it, come here.
Mom!
Leah, why are you chasing her? Because she made me pick a freaking stick over $4 million. Leah, don't be so hard on her. She's only 8. Did you hear what I just said? You literally always side with her. I wish you were my age so you can understand how I feel. Wish granted. Hey girls, want to go to a party tonight?
Mommy?
Mom? Hey, who are you calling a mom? Did I just turn her into a teenager?
I think this stick is actually a magic wand.
Yeah, you think? Turn her back.
Okay. I wish my mom was back.
Ugh.
Who are you? I am your mother, and I have been looking for you too.
Build my own pet or build my own soulmate? I'm pretty single right now, so I think I'm gonna go with soulmate.
Pick a color.
I like them both, but I am a sucker for blue eyes.
Pick a height.
I mean, I want them to be tall, but not like too tall. 6 foot is good.
Pick his figure.
Not that that's important, but you know, a little muscle never hurt anyone. Okay, now this one is confusing me. Toxic or supportive? Yeah, I really want my man to be toxic. Come on.
Creating your soulmate now.
Okay, I am so nervous.
Please stand by, your soulmate is processing.
Alright. I have been waiting here for like 2 hours. What is the holdup?
Unexpected error.
Your soulmate has been delivered.
Okay, that was really weird. Okay, no big deal. Your soulmate is at that door, so just be cool, be confident. Here we go.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Mom, look, I could get a teddy bear or a paintbrush. I think I'm gonna go with teddy bear.
No, pick the paintbrush.
But,
I said pick it.
okay. My paintbrush came in.
Oh, thank goodness. There, that's for you. Now paint money.
Money? Why money?
Honey, just paint it.
Okay. Okay, I'm done, but I don't understand why—
Shh! Look! Your paintbrush is magic.
No way. So you're telling me that everything I paint will come to life?
Yes, the paintbrush only works for you.
Well, I want to paint a puppy.
Honey, no, don't be selfish. You need to think of others before yourself, and there's lots of things that I need.
Okay, here's your gold crown.
Oh, it's perfect.
Mom, can you please make me some food? All this painting is making me really hungry.
Why, of course. But don't draw anything while I'm cooking.
I'm gonna paint something she would never let me have. My own boyfriend.
Honey, dinner's— let me see that.
Get adopted by a race car driver or a billionaire? I'd be kind of scared something would happen to the race car driver, so I'm gonna go with billionaire.
Who'd you pick to get adopted by?
Oh, I chose a billionaire.
You got that as an option? My choices were a garbage man or a teacher. That is so not fair. Whoever it is gonna think she's weird anyways. She'll be brought back. This is the man who's gonna adopt you.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. First things first, you're gonna need some of these.
What are these for?
A lot of paparazzi follow Mr. Knight. I'm his assistant. Hi, I suggest you put those on now.
Mr. Knight, is this your new daughter? This way, darling.
Your house is really nice, sir.
Oh, thank you. What's that?
This is a list of things that I wanted to do with my new parents. Are you married?
Actually, sorry kid, no, I'm not married.
That's okay, I'll just adjust some things.
I don't know about this. People are loving that you adopted her, and as soon as they write enough good articles, we'll bring her back to the adoption center. Good morning, you look sad.
Well, it's just that I can't find any of the clothes that I brought with me.
Oh, darling, that's because I threw them away.
What? Why would you—
They were hideous. We can't have you wearing orphan clothes.
But—
Hush, follow me. Oh, this is much better.
But the dress is a little bit short.
You're 16, not 6. Now hand that thing over.
No!
What's going on in here?
Mr. Knight, your assistant, she's trying to take away my plush.
Susan? She needs to act her age.
Please don't let her, Mr. Knight. This is really special to me.
She's too old for it. It has to go.
No!
Don't be so dramatic, dear. You'll be fine. Smile, Madeline. We're going to do a photo shoot. Smile bigger. Stop the cameras. That's enough pictures. Here, Madeline, look what I found. How about we do something on your list today? I saw you wrote down Disneyland. Want to do that?
Okay.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Psst, kid, here.
Thank you.
Madeline, We need to talk. Mr. Knight doesn't have time to be taking you places.
He said that he had fun spending time with me, and that I can keep this.
Oh, is that so? Don't make me send you back to that— Susan, I need your help. Coming, sir. What's next on the list today, kid?
Are you sure you have time?
Yeah, I need a little break from work anyways.
Well, I always wanted to go to a science museum.
Alright, science museum it is. Susan, prepare a driver for us, please. Of course. Have a good time?
Yes, it was so much fun.
It really was.
I'm sorry if I'm too much of a distraction for you.
Kid, you're not a distraction. In fact, I think you're exactly what I needed in my life. Okay, you rest now, and I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Sir, the paparazzi got you at the Science Museum today, and so many articles have been written. I don't care about the articles anymore. What? Shh, I'm not gonna use a kid to get me more publicity. The plan's off. But sir, guess I'll just have to get rid of you myself. And I know just what to do. I found someone from your real family.
You did?
Yes, dear, your Uncle Nick.
I don't remember an Uncle Nick.
He'll explain everything, darling. He's here. So you're her mom's brother? Yeah.
How did you find me?
You're all over the news. I know you probably don't recognize me. Your mom didn't really talk about me much. But I'd like to adopt you.
I'm happy here with Mr. Knight.
Madeline, don't be rude. At least give him a chance. I don't want to push anything, so how about you live with me for a week, and if you don't like it, I'll bring you right back here.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Oh, perfect. You call me on this phone if you need anything, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Of course. Come here, kid. I bought you some candy. Susan tells me it's your favorite.
Thanks.
We'll be at my place soon. Is it good? Why do you have that stuffed animal?
Oh, one of my best friends from foster care gave it to me.
You don't look so good. Are you feeling okay?
No, not really.
Hey, it's me. The candy worked. She's half out of it now. Excellent. Alright, time to come inside. Come on. Finally, I can take this from her. So what do we do with her now? Well, she's already got Mr. Knight all the publicity he needs, so she's no longer of use to me. Susan, what's going on? Oh, Madeline, isn't it obvious? I'm getting you away from Mr. Knight. He's mine.
Mr. Knight is gonna find me.
He's not gonna look for you, because Susan's been telling him that you're fine. I'm sorry, darling, but I need to be the focus of Mr. Knight's life, not you.
Daddy, what is that?
That's your likeness score. From now on, every time someone likes you, your score will go up. And when you reach 100%, you get to meet your soulmate.
Wow.
Snow, meet my new wife.
Hi.
Aw, hello.
Daddy, I thought you said when people like me, my score will go up, not down. I don't think she likes me.
Of course I do. There just must be a glitch. The king's passing was so unexpected.
Princess, I brought you a rose for your loss. Thank you. It's lovely.
Where is my rose? It was a loss for me as well. He was my husband.
I'm so sorry. I was just thinking of the princess, Your Majesty.
Snow?
Yes?
I just noticed your percentage has been going up a lot lately.
And Father said that when I reach 100%, I'll be able to meet my soulmate.
No. That won't happen.
Why?
Because, dear, it's not meant to be for you. In fact, follow me. Let me show you something. Here, you need to see this.
A book?
It's a magic book. Now open it and see why you can't meet your soulmate. Read the words.
Magic book in my hand. Who is the most liked royal in all the land?
The Queen is the most liked. Her score is 80%.
You see, dear, as queen I have a reputation to uphold. It was very hard for me to get to 80%, and I can't have you surpass me.
But why can't we both reach 100%?
No, it's either me or no one. From now on, you will no longer be allowed to leave this castle.
But I promised the village kids that I would bring them toys today.
So your likeness score can go up. I don't think so.
I'm not going to break my promise.
Thank you.
And one for you.
Thank you, Princess.
Wow, that was very kind of you, Princess. Are those your guards? There she is! Get her!
You have left the castle without permission, Princess.
I'm sorry.
The Queen orders you back now.
Don't hold her like that. Wait!
My Queen, we have found her.
You directly disobeyed me.
I'm sorry,
Silence. Look at your score. I didn't mean for that to happen. Your percentage is higher than mine.
Shall I still take her into the woods, my queen?
Yes, and make sure she doesn't return.
I'll make it quick.
No, please.
Quiet. Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Think about my father. What would he want you to do?
The king would be so disappointed in me. I can't kill you, princess. You must leave here and never come back.
But
Run, now! Hey, shoo, get out of here! Why are you out in these woods alone?
It's a long story, but my blouse, it's stuck in the vines.
Don't worry, my dear. I will set you free. Come with me. It's not safe here. Son!
Dad, where were you?
I just found this girl.
Dad, this is the princess. Are you okay?
Yes, but the queen, she's trying to have me killed.
Why? I can't believe this is all because she's jealous of you.
You can stay here with us as long as you need, princess. Our cabin is safe.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Here's an extra pillow in case you need it tonight.
Thank you. I don't think I caught your name.
Right. How rude of me. My name is Zachary, princess.
Well, I appreciate your help, Zachary.
Good morning, my dear. My son and I are off to go hunting. We'll be gone for a few hours. While we're gone, do not open that door to anyone.
I promise I won't. How did you get in here?
Go. Be free.
I guess the likeness score works on animals too. Now that I'm at 100%, I get to meet my soulmate.
That must be him.
Now that I reached 100%, that has to be my soulmate. Who are you?
Oh, hello, my dear. I hope I didn't scare you.
Actually, I'm not supposed to have strangers.
But wait, I'm here to give you your soulmate.
In that case, come inside.
I brought this for you.
An apple?
Yes, you must be hungry.
I don't like apples.
I'm going to be telling you the story of a haunted house, better known today as the Sally House. The Sally House is located in Kansas, and it is said to be one of the most haunted houses in history and is still haunted to this day. So, now that you know that, I will get right into the story. The house was built in the 1800s. It was white, 2 stories, 3 bedrooms, and perfect for a small family. Deborah and Tony Pickman moved into this house in 1992. They were so excited to finally own a house, especially due to the fact that Deborah was pregnant with their first child. Right as they moved in, they quickly made one of the upstairs bedrooms into a nursery. They noticed right away that lights would flicker, the phone would ring and no one would be there, timers would go off. But once their son was born, way more things started to happen. They came home one night and went upstairs to put their son to bed. When they walked into the room, they see that all of his stuffed animals have been placed in a circle, facing each other. Every single stuffed animal's hands were touching. Stay tuned for part 2. This is part 2 of the true story of one of the most actively haunted houses in America, known as the Sally House. Deborah and Tony Pickman walked into their baby boy's room to see all of his stuffed animals had been placed into a circle facing each other. All of their hands were touching. Deborah was just convinced that someone was messing with them. The couple put the stuffed animals back on the shelf and turned the light off in the nursery. They walked downstairs, and a couple minutes later, they realized the light in the nursery had been turned back on. They searched the entire house and found no one. Deborah and Tony Pickman then called the family that used to live in the house. They asked the family if anything like this had ever happened to them. The family said that their children's toys would always be laying on the floor. When they would ask the children to pick it up, the children would always blame it on their friend named Sally. The parents just thought that Sally was one of their imaginary friends. Things start to get even more weird when the Pickmans contact a psychic named Barbara. Barbara can sense things in the house without even being there. Stay tuned for part 3. This is part 3 of the true story of one of the most actively haunted houses in America, known as the Sally House. Deborah and Tony Pickman got in contact with a psychic in California named Barbara. She can sense things in the house without even being there. Barbara says the Pickmans have a ghost. It is a girl between the ages of 5 and 13, and her name is Sally. The same name the family who lived there before said that their kid's imaginary friend was named. Barbara says that Sally likes them, but they need to make rules for Sally, because she's a child. Tony's brother George comes over later that night, and Tony takes a picture. Right as he took the picture, the bear in the corner of the room turns around. George got super freaked out, so he tried to move, but he was stuck. A presence was holding him back from moving. They were so freaked out that they grabbed Deborah and the baby and tried to leave the house. As Tony was almost in the car, something stings his back so hard that he let out a painful cry. Tony checks his back, and there were 3 long, bloody scratch marks. Stay tuned for part 4. This is part 4 of the true story of one of the most actively haunted houses in America, known as the Sally House. After being spooked and running out to the car, Tony picked up his shirt and saw 3 long, bloody scratch marks on his back. Deborah calls the psychic Barbara back and asks if the ghost is actually friendly. Barbara thinks it is best for her just to come and see for herself. When Barbara gets there 3 days later, she can actually see Sally the ghost. She says, "Sally's just a little girl. She's nice. She doesn't want to hurt you." But Barbara does say that Sally doesn't like men. Barbara says the scratches on the back of Tony's back is because Sally was just excited. The Pickmans just have to tell Sally that that is not okay. Deborah Pickman starts to feel a motherly love towards the ghost. Deborah talks to the ghost Sally. She buys toys for her. She even plays with her. One day, Deborah decided to buy Sally a doll. She gift wrapped it and put it in the nursery. Stay tuned for part 5. This is part 5 of the true story of one of the most actively haunted houses in America, known as the Sally House. Deborah Pickman started to feel a motherly love towards Sally the ghost. She bought her a doll, she gift wrapped it, and put it in the corner of the nursery. A couple days later, she sees the doll she bought for Sally laying in the center of the baby's crib. The weird thing is, though, the box that she put the doll in and wrapped so perfectly was still intact in the corner of the room. Not a single piece of wrapping paper was taken off. Deborah loves what Sally can do. But Tony Pickman, on the other hand, does not like what Sally does. He hears scratching coming from inside the walls. He hears scary voices. Tony says that the voices sound like a whole bunch of people, not just one. One night, Tony comes home and sees Sally standing there in the kitchen. Neither of the Pickmans have ever actually seen Sally. They have just heard voices and felt her. But soon after, she disappears. Stay tuned for part 6. This is part 6 of the true story of one of the most actively haunted houses in America, known as the Sally House. Just for reference, Tony and Deborah Pickman and their baby are the ones who live in the house. Sally is the ghost of the house. Tony comes home from work and sees Sally standing there in the kitchen. None of them have actually ever seen Sally, but Sally was standing there in an old white dress. Just a couple seconds later, though, she disappears. Tony doesn't believe that this is just a little girl. He thinks it is more sinister than that. A couple months later, the Pickmans invited some friends over for dinner. As they were sitting in their living room, something scratches Tony's forehead so hard that it draws blood. Everyone watched the scratch go across.
It's their soul, you know, and thinking of you right from the start. A connection with you, which I'd so tender, but there are mine ones stay to be lost. Life makes me richer, life goes for each one of us, but the biggest one for me has been my own worries of life. I made this one for you. The world plays my song for you. Your fate is done. New life, my sign to my known sacred one. I wrote love I saw. No one will be saved from this. And the earth is on fire. Our time is near. The earth is on fire. Our time is near. The earth is on fire. Our time is near. Every day I count the steps.
One bedroom in the basement and 2 bedrooms upstairs. Because I was the oldest, I got put in the bedroom in the basement. Right when we moved in, I already had creepy feelings about the house. I hated being downstairs by myself. One day I dropped a $20 bill behind my dresser. I decided to move my dresser all by myself, and behind the dresser was this door. It wasn't a normal door, it was really short and just squared. It was also glued off, so I couldn't get into it. Me and my neighbor, who were best friends, worked at it for days to get into it. We finally got it open, and inside was another room. It was almost like an underground attic. The walls were wooden, the ceiling was wooden, there was no carpet, but it smelled awful. My parents found out and they were super mad at me for opening the room. They of course put that dresser in front of that door for a reason because they knew I would explore it. But after that, things started to get weird. Stay tuned for part 2. This is part 2 of my scary childhood story about the door behind my dresser. Of course, my parents were really mad at us for opening it up, so they sealed it back up. They just didn't want us to get hurt from all the rusty nails or if there was mold inside. But I think we released something when we opened that door and a lot of things started to happen. First, I started having night terrors to the point where I would scream at the top of my lungs and not wake up. My parents would have to come downstairs and wake me up and put me back to bed. Then, every single night I would have this reoccurring dream that me, my mom, and my brother were all at a picnic at the beach. This super old lady would walk up to us and she would take me. She then would lock me up in the room behind my dresser. This dream would reoccur every single night for months. It scared me so much that I started to not sleep at night. I developed insomnia and would only sleep for 2 to 3 hours per night at only 8 years old. There was a couple nights where I swear I saw the old lady standing in the corner of my room. My parents just thought I was hallucinating from no sleep though. Stay tuned for part 3. This is part 3 of my scary childhood story about the door behind my dresser. Because I wasn't sleeping and developed insomnia, my parents took me to a sleep therapist. The only thing the therapist gave me was a bunch of sleeping pills. Even though the sleeping pills worked, it made my dreams so much worse. I even started walking in my sleep. I would wake up all the time not in my bed. My covers would be all the way across the room. Convinced that this might be their Aunt Helen. Helen had recently passed away and was really close to Roland. It made perfect sense if she was the spirit of the house. Later we would learn that Roland would always use an Ouija board in order to get in contact with his Aunt Helen. One night Roland's mom asked the spirit that was walking back and forth in Roland's room if it was Helen. She told the spirit to knock 3 times if it was Helen.